Good morning, everybody. Hello. We are back. Hello, it's good to see you guys here. Actually, hold on. I'm just gonna make a quick adjustment here. What's this currently set to? 50 and 50? Yeah, let's set it that way. Don't know how it sounds. Yeah, let's do it that way for now. At least it's the way it's set up. That's just how I'm gonna tinker with music. How are you, everybody? Hello. We're all good. We're doing great. Hello. Hi. Let me make sure I get your stream avatars up and running, everybody. We are back. Also, why is it saying that I'm still side quest galore? Oh, did I not update it? Oh shit, I totally forgot to update that. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, nope, I'm just gonna take that off. Save that. Edit. So, yep, there we go. Hello. Hi. Hello. There we go. Everything is working. It's good to see everybody back again. Okay, let me get our stream avatars up so you guys can collect and continue to grind your little, characters. Yes. Okay, as far as the plan goes, my voice is cracking a little bit. Coming off of work, it's going to be a quickie stream again today. Our plan, if I remember to do this correctly, I planned this when I was at work because I just was inspired by it, or I should just say I came across it. Apparently there was a state of play a few hours ago. Take a look. There's a PlayStation State of Play that just got broadcasted roughly about 18 hours ago, so I was not able to actively see it. So we are going to watch that today. Hold on. Let me put this properly. Okay. Hello, everybody. This is Crispy. We're gonna go watch the State of Play. That's terrible. Hello, everybody. So we're just gonna go watch the State of Play here real quick. As I pull it up, I'm just gonna move myself off to the right here, and I think we're gonna have everything prepared. Let me make sure that this has got enough that we can watch it together here. It's gonna make sure we are square right. And State of Play. Right. That on pause. I think we're squared up. Yeah, that looks pretty good, I would say. All right. Oh, hold on. Let me move this a little bit closer. There we go. That feels a little bit more appropriate now. So we have the State of Play today. We're going to go watch that and just kind of give my raw thoughts and reactions because I've not seen this yet. I do not have a PlayStation, but I'm curious to see what there's any games that might eventually go to PC. So let's jump right in. Okay, just want to make sure you guys. Right out of the gate.
No idea just how big the world is.
I don't know. I played the demo. My friends are super excited about this. I'm trying to be, but I'm not. I don't know if I have enough yet to fully, get into the game yet. I might have to actually play the game with my friends and just have a grand old time with it. I do like the open world aspect that they're really advertising. But the online multiplayer lobby was just kind of awkward. Also, Insect Glaive nerfs really did not help me. Charge Blade looks good though, so maybe I might go back to that baby. Right out of the gate with Monster Hunter, because it's coming out soon, like by the end of this month if I remember correctly. So I know that there was the beta test and I was gonna do it, but I didn't get around to it. Work in life. But man, does it look pretty as fuck. Free title upgrade? Wait, so they already have like Mizutsune. Ooh. Oh yeah, see? Exactly. At the end of the month. And Guild Knights. Is that? Okay. I was gonna say, is that looks kind of like a little bit of. I was gonna say that kind of looks like something from Bloodborne, but you know, I'm hoping for something a little bit better. But we'll see. We'll see.
タイトルアップデート第1弾の追加モンスターとして玉光が決定いたしました。この他にもタイトルアップデート第1弾で追加されるコンテンツはまだありますが、詳細は改めてお知らせしたいと思っております。本作は発売後に数回のタイトルアップデートを予定しています。タイトルアップデート計画については追ってお知らせしますので、今後の情報にご期待ください。2月28日の発売まであと少し。
Yep, it's
皆
almost
様に楽しん
here.
でいただけることを心よりお待ちしております。本日の発表は以上となります。引き続きステートオブプレイをお楽しみください。
All right, nice and sweet. Okay, they're just saying get ready for the game. It's gonna be good. 2 p.m. PT. Oh my god, I was asleep. Yesterday at 2 p.m. I was dead ass asleep.
Forged to unleash vengeance.
Ooh. Oh, Streets of Rage?
More than a weapon. It is the soul of a shinobi.
Okay, nice.
No obstacle can stand in their way.
Is this I'm trying to think. Is this a remake of something? I'm not as familiar with the franchises here, so. It looks good though. I do like the aesthetic.
Striking with lethal precision. Each weapon a tool. Each tool a part of the whole. This is the mastery of a shinobi.
Nice.
The legend continues.
Okay, for PS4 and PS5, done by Sega's Shinobi Art of Vengeance. I mean, I love the art style. It is a side scroller. Outside of the, with Monster Hunter Wilds being the opener for this state of play, I'm a little shocked to put this one here. It kind of gives me like you're a new weeb, or yeah, you're a new weeb and you're just getting into like a lot of Japan culture, and then this is kind of the first thing. So you learn about ninjas and then you're like super obsessed with ninjas, and then this is the game for you. I don't know. That's the first initial vibe I get from it, personally. I'm not dissing like the art style or anything like that. I personally love this art style. It looks amazing, but it kind of gives early weeb, like new weeb kind of vibes. Like you just found out about ninjas, and then this game comes out, and you're like, I want to play this game. That's just how I see it personally. Not a really strong one for me. Sonic Racing? Okay. Nice. not something I would go for, especially being as a PlayStation party title, like a PlayStation first party title. The assumption is that you're trying to compete with like Mario Kart in this regard. You know, that's like the only thing I can think of is like PlayStation's response to Nintendo for like a Mario Kart game. Which, I don't know. I've never actually played any of the other Sonic racing games before, so I can't tell if this is like as good as like what Mario Kart would be. Looks sick though. It's got like really good Sonic music vibes, like what I would anticipate from a Sonic game for sure. All right. Not something I would personally pick up right out of the gate. Wishlist now. Oh, there's a network test for PlayStation users. Nice. I don't have a PS5, so I'm not convinced to buy a PS5 just for those two yet.
Become unbound from the laws that govern reality. To turn the gears of time once again.
An apocalypse looms over parallel worlds as their fates begin to intertwine. The battle to alter destiny begins. Embark on a journey alongside gods, heroes, and monsters of bygone eras. The anomalies.
Interesting.
Digimon.
Oh god, it's a Digimon game. I was like, what is happening? Okay. Got a Digimon game? Not bad. All right. Turn-based, okay. Turn-based.
Together. The story of a bond that transcends time.
All right. Do you think that this... Do you think... I don't know how I can say this. Would Digimon do well as like an action game instead of a turn-based game? I've never really gotten into any of the Digimon games. I know I was like super into the anime, especially like, you know, the OG seasons 1, 2, and 3. And then like the movies when they came out again, when they they did the adult versions of those characters. But I don't know about the game wise. I know that like it's bit, I think like in early PlayStation era, it was kind of like notoriously difficult, I think, for some of the Digimon games. Because I don't know if it was translation issues or something, or it just was like a much harder game than like something like Pokemon would be. Because like Pokemon was fairly, I don't know if I would say it's easier. It's just like it was a lot more, I guess it was just more beginner friendly compared to like Digimon. So that's, and I think that's also contributed as to why Pokemon became even more popular than it was. So, or than Digimon, I should say. So, yeah, I don't know. So far, the first three, was it the first 2 or 3 games have not, outside of Monster Hunter Wilds, which they advertised, has not been very inspiring, I should say. Well, at least it's coming out this year, and a bunch of these games are aimed for this year.
大家好，我是《输入之魂》的创作人杨斌。从一名独立开发者到今天与 PlayStation 携手，这一路走来已历经10年。《输入之魂》结合了流畅爽快的战斗体验与丰富多样的世界设
Also, I
计。
didn't realize like I was listening to Chinese for a second. I was like, oh wow,
面
okay.
对充满个性的敌人，同时与有趣的角色互
Was
动，
not expecting
逐
that.
步揭开精彩的故事。接下来，我非常激动地向大家展示全新的游戏预告，并正式确认游戏的发布日期。
China Hero Project. Okay, interesting.
I keep having the same dream. A horrible dream. Where monsters invade our world.
Multi-Zero
A powerful
games.
being falls from the sky. And when it seems they might vanquish the invaders, the dream ends. Is this really just a dream?
Ooh, that's an interesting
My only hope lies with you.
Hero's journey to reunite lost souls.
Keda. We will travel
Ooh,
across worlds, leap through
pretty.
dimensions together.
Okay.
I see great power within you, a destiny waiting to be fulfilled.
Waiting to be fulfilled. Oh, nice. Very cool.
Let
Super
me be your
polished.
vengeance. The blade in your hand.
Nice. Very clean, very pretty. Devil May Cry kind of screams at me a little bit with this. Yeah, okay. Very action oriented.
You never wanted to be a hero. But for humanity's sake, you
Oh,
must.
yes, I remember seeing
Then
this.
give me your power, Arena.
Lost Soul Aside. Interesting. So this one's coming out pretty quickly here. Coming out May 30th. It's just a few months away for PS5 and PC. So that's an interesting one. So a dual release. Wow. Okay. Okay, here's the thing. I like how clean and polished the aesthetic is. It's really good, right? I love it. I love how nice and pretty it looks. It's very pretty, right? We can all agree that graphically, this is an amazing, very pretty game. I don't know much about the cast, and it doesn't. I sense no character attachment yet, I guess is the best way to describe it, right? Nor do I feel a sense of urgency to try the game. Almost like it's pretty, but with no substance, if that makes any sense. And I want to be wrong about that. I want to see what the story is. Like the universe looks really pretty, I'll admit, right? Like I see the city in the background and a few other things I think around here. And I'm already getting the sense that this is going to be like, you know, Devil May Cry kind of action style, almost like Wukong. So that's really cool. I love it. But outside of these like intense, like, you know, set pieces, fighting against bosses, right? Which you kind of see that a lot. What makes me like this? This I see a little bit of a hint of the universe. What makes me want to come and visit this universe? What's the story that's going to attract me, or is there a character that will attract me into it? A lot of it is like brood and mysterious in that regard, and I don't want to say it's kind of overplayed, but it's not something I personally am attracted to, I guess, because I guess you could say in my personal phase of my life, I think I'm past that point. So yeah, this is coming to May 30th, PS5 and PC, so that's cool. Maybe I might check it out. I'm still trying to budget out some money for myself to remember to pick up games either when they come out or something that's released. So maybe if it's on a solid discount, I don't know what the price tag is. I'm assuming since it is a PlayStation title, it's probably going to be like, you know, $60 minimum for that. But since it's third party, it could be cheaper. Who knows? Who knows? All right, let me unmute and go right back here.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean Benson. We've got several updates today from partners around the world, starting with news from the Like a Dragon series.
Ooh, okay, Like a Dragon. Fun.
First up, a playable demo of Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii arrives on PS5 this Friday.
That's wild. That's
Players
funny.
can try out 2 battle styles, including Goro Majima's new Sea Dawn style, as well as engage in naval battles at the Pirates Coliseum.
See, like that's the thing with like how the Yakuza series became, I guess you could almost say, iconic. Outside of it being like a Yakuza, centric story with, the characters and stuff, there are these wacky moments that just kind of like, that are almost like, I don't know, that became iconic, like Baka Mitai when you're singing in the karaoke, or collecting cans or whatever for like weird odd jobs. At first I was like, okay, I don't really get Yakuza, but when I played a little bit of it, it's like, oh, this is actually kind of funny. The characters became more memorable. The storylines and the missions and the wackiness made it for a much more entertaining experience, right? And looking at Lost Souls aside, I couldn't really notice anything in comparison versus like something like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. This is either, I guess you could say hilarious. Maybe it doesn't take itself, maybe because of this specific spin-off of the franchise, because it doesn't take itself so seriously. That's where it kind of like shines more in comparison to something like Lost Souls aside. I don't know. That's my personal take on it. Maybe because of this level of overexposure of what Lost Souls aside's genre was like, or maybe aesthetic or theming or storytelling was. Maybe that's just because I've been so maybe desensitized to that kind of I don't know how I could describe it. That kind of game that I'm not as interested into it.
Sega and Mint Rocket join forces in Ichiban's Holiday, a new crossover DLC coming to Dave the Diver. Ichiban Kasuga and other Like a Dragon characters team up to thwart a gang of troublemakers in classic beat-em-up style, all while perfecting new recipes at Bancho Sushi. Dave the Diver Ichiban's Holiday arrives this April on PS5 and PS4.
That's interesting. So that's a DLC for Dave the Diver.
The Splitgate 2 Alpha begins February 27th on PS5.
Ooh, I
Use portals
remember.
and futuristic physics to dominate the arena, and play a new 24-player mode where 3 teams compete on a massive map.
Interesting. Okay, 3 teams on a massive map, 24 players. So what? 8 players on each team. Portal. I remember playing Splitgate. This was fun. I will admit it was fun and intense for a bit. But to me, I'll admit, Splitgate kind of was like that in between waiting game that you played until Halo Infinite came out, and we've all seen how Halo Infinite has been. I love Halo Infinite. I love the style of it. If you want something similar with like a little bit of spice flavor, I would highly recommend Splitgate 2. I guess at this point. Yeah, it's maybe just because like even with like Call of Duty and stuff, where like that's like the kind of appeal where you go for that. Like if you're into the multiplayer shooter, run and gun style, like old school ish style gameplay of like the old Call of Duty days, this is like where it would be at, right? This could easily be a top contender potentially. But I don't think this is considered PlayStation exclusive, if I remember correctly. Splitgate 2 is also on PC.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here to give you an exclusive first look in the future of the WWE 2K franchise. Introducing The Island.
The Island. Interesting.
With The Island, players enter an online environment filled with WWE-themed landmarks, quests,
what is
live
this?
events, and shops with up to 50 other players at a time.
Oh my gosh.
The Island also offers deep customization, giving players the chance to personalize their My Superstars like never before. As the first of its kind for the franchise, the island is not just an addition, it's a bold step toward the future.
Okay.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the island.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure that's not just PS5 exclusive. I'd say it's not. Okay, I guess so. One thing I will say, I do love. I would love to see like WWE do is make like a manager's game where like you had to put together like your matches and then put them up and tell it like let the audience see what the audience's react are. I think there was a game that did that a while back. I never kept. I think it was a mobile game if I remember correctly. I just don't know if it ever was as successful as it is, but maybe if they did that with like the 2K series and they offered like a manager mode, maybe they still do. I haven't followed up with the franchise in a while. I think that would be awesome to have because I would love to put together like dream matches and almost like run like the business side of things of making money and trying to promote like really hype storylines and all that stuff. I would love to be able to try and run the business in some way or form in a WWE game. And I know that they have the resources for that, but I know most likely they'll probably end up playing it safe. But okay, 2K25. So far, everything's been pretty. I mean, at least personally, meh. I don't see anything that would entice me to be like, I need to get a PS5 for this game or something. And I feel that way about a lot of console games as of late. All right, what do we got next? Borderlands 4 coming to PS5, I should say. It's gonna eventually come to PC.
I'm Randy from Gearbox.
And I'm Randy from Gearbox.
And you know why we're here? We're here for you. Are you ready? It's 2025, and every day we are getting closer to the launch of Borderlands 4. Let's go!
Wake up and I'm feeling like a... I wake up feeling like I'm brand new. I wake up feeling like I'm brand new. You don't wanna try me. I'm on different timing.
Okay.
I'm on different timing. We have to be like ya. Off the heat like ya. We step on the beat like... Come on! Wake up and I'm feeling like a... Be my friend. Wake up and I'm feeling like a...
Oh, okay.
Wake up and I'm feeling like a punk.
Okay, interesting. A lot of shooting, a lot of flashy gameplay, I guess you could say. A lot of flashy shooting, I should say. There's no story that they have necessarily shown yet. They did say break free. I almost want to venture to say that this is going to go open world. Maybe. I could see that working. Imagine if you could think of like Borderlands, but like okay, this is probably going to be the really bad and confusing example. Imagine if you have like an open world Borderlands where you say you have a storyline that's obviously there, and whatever they do with the story is going to be whatever. But imagine open world questing and doing stuff like in Spider-Man where you have a bunch of quests that'll just pop up and you gotta do those side quests alongside the main story. And then in between, since you're like a bounty hunter or you're, wanted, people will come up and try to kill you for it, kill you or, whatever you want to do with that. Kind of like almost like a Far Cry situation. Like, yeah, I think Far Cry would be a better representation of that. Maybe that's where Borderlands is headed in terms of it. The crude humor sounds like it's probably still going to be there. Feels like it. Maybe it could evolve a little bit more. Should it have a little bit more of a deeper storytelling? I don't know. but the sarcasm and like the toilet humor, it's always kind of like its trademark. So I'm curious to see how they innovate on some of the jokes to keep themselves fresh, as well as like how are they going to change up the gameplay to make the franchise more interesting. Because to be honest, Borderlands 1, 2, and I mean even 3 a little bit, you could say was like, I haven't played 3, so maybe we might have to go through that one just to experience Borderlands 3. But I know for sure at least 1 and 2 definitely had like a memorable, had so many memorable moments and like a good story. I don't know, it's a good story, just like a memorable story to just you know, shit talk and enjoy. So I don't know. That's just my take. That's just my take. I did not expect really Borderlands to become I guess you could say be revived in that regard. Arkham, what's up? Didn't know State of Play was happened today. So that it actually happened yesterday at 2 p.m. So you're late to the news as much as I am. And so far, I'll admit there's nothing that would ever that has enticed me to ever get a PS5. I'm watching this because I'm curious to see what the games are, because you know PlayStation eventually releases some of those games onto PC, but I have yet to see a game that has been like, okay, I need to go out, get a PS5 or a PS5 Pro, and you know support, you know, get this game, you know, because I don't know, PCs so far has been working out so far. You're going to miss a Nintendo Direct in April 2025 due to start time. Well, I mean, you can always go back and watch it. It's always fun. It's always nice. But yeah, I'll probably also react to that when that Direct comes out too. I try to react to all of the good, you know, all of the gaming stuff because it's always fascinating to, you know, openly talk about.
So much fun. I want more. We don't have to wait long now. Borderlands 4 is going to break free for a special State of Play this spring, focused exclusively on Borderlands 4.
We're diving deep, you guys. Join us. Borderlands 4, State of Play for combat, Vault Hunters, action skills, exploration and discovery, everything. You're going to see more guns than you can even count. All on.
Remember when E3 was a thing? Oh, yeah. I miss E3. I felt like E3 was special, especially because like it was the mecca of like, okay, all the gaming event is happening in thing, everything, all the new trailers, all the demos, it was all there. When I was younger, I wanted to go to E3, but I never could until I eventually was old enough to try to go in, but then it became exclusive to like only industry people. So I never had a chance to experience a convention like E3. I would love for it to be revived, but in the way that the gaming industry has been nowadays, pretty much everybody just kind of does their own thing just to do it. And there's no like central place to be like, there's no third party that's like, hey, we're better than all of the gaming industry and we can show off all of our stuff here. So, because that's what the whole point of E3 was that you wanted information and hype and advertisement to be centered around one thing in traditional media. So like you had, you know, E3 for people to come by and check it out. Now with the age of the internet, it's just like, yeah, I'm just going to drop the trailer and just avoid my other competition so that I myself can have a nice little shine in the moment, you know. Game Fests? I've never heard of this. Hold on, let me see. Game Fest? Oh, Summer Game Fest. Yes. Yeah, Summer Game Fest. Yeah, that's probably the closest thing, but it doesn't have that like convention feel where it would be like it's so, you know, there's such an energy to that. It's like when you say something like Comic-Con or Anime Expo. It's a very different vibe and a very different feel for it, you know? So it's not the same. It's just too polished. There's no, I guess you could say, subculture within the Summer Playfest in of itself, because they just want to exclusively focus on the games and the companies and stuff in there. So there's that.
PlayStation 5, but Randy, do you have anything else for us?
I think I do, Randy.
Well, what is it? Don't hold out on me, Randy.
I'll feed you, baby bird. Who wants a launch date for Borderlands 4?
This Randy.
Well, Borderlands 4 launches worldwide for everyone on September 23rd, 2025. We got work to do. See you in spring.
Okay. Haze Light. What do we have here? EA Original. It's an EA game. Okay.
Look, I don't mean to be rude, but I really don't do small talk. Nice to meet you too.
Oh. Two writers?
So you want to go through more of your crazy stories? My crazy stories? But how are we supposed to get out of here if we don't start to trust each other?
I don't need your trust. Well, I kind of.
That's like a. It's kind of like a Mega Man. I saw that Mega Man Zero Armor comparison there for a second.
Look at all of this.
It's amazing. I base the story around my dad. All I can do is write this silly story. Oh, we'll face it together. We got this.
Yeah. Follow my lead. Are you for real, Zoe? I wrote it when I was a kid. What sort of devil child were you?
Hands above your head.
What now? Ah, I did not sign up for this. Brace yourself, Zoe!
This actually looks kind of cool. I actually like this. Maybe Wifey and I can play it together. We wouldn't be able to stream it though, because Wifey prefers to be away and not to be a part of the streaming. This is whoa. That's actually coming pretty soon. Hold up. Okay, Split Fiction coming March 6th, 2025. That's literally like next month. That's feel like I know that they're trying to drop it, trying to be like a stealth drop or something like that to kind of like build hype. But I don't know if that one would have really worked. There wasn't enough teasing. There wasn't enough like story to go off of for that one. Arkham says, since Borderlands movie was bad last year, I hope this game doesn't suck. And he is infamous for the crappy Madden games nowadays. True. I mean, EA's had a host of issues beyond just Madden. There's other things beyond that. The Borderlands movie, I didn't even get to watch it. Like, I just looked at it and I was like, oh, this is just a nasty cash grab. And I just avoided it altogether. It was like, especially the way they casted it, I don't know. There was just something about it that just felt a little too hollow when it came to it. I didn't know if it was. I didn't watch the movie myself, but I imagine it was just intended to have like how many jokes can you fit within like 2 hours and kind of go from there. So, yeah. Hey, what's up, Swamp? That game didn't look fun at all. The game looked okay. Split Fiction. I think they're trying to do. I think It Takes Two is a really good game. I watched some gameplay of it, and it looks like it has like a genuinely nice story to follow. So, like that's something nice to get behind, and I do enjoy like some of the storytelling that they're doing. I don't know if they're just trying to bank on the whole co-op mechanic that they managed to, sell, but like it's just to drop it so soon, not a lot of hype, very little known about the story. They tried to use a lot of flashy action gameplay to entice a person. I feel like It Takes Two was more driven by like the emotional beats in the story, and that made it like iconic and much more favorable to a lot of the gaming community, right? There was so much more depth to the story than just, the co-op gameplay. The story had like meaning to it. Yeah. There's another 2-player game that you escape from prison. Oh, yes, I know what you're talking about. That one was also more story driven too, and that one also became more popular too because of that. Because I mean, yes, you still have the co-op gameplay, yes, but the story is what helps kind of push it forward. At least in the, I guess, the co-op genre, because you still have to go through a story that's like interesting. If both people end up like not enjoying the game and like the gameplay is kind of like, you know, similar, and it's just like, we'll just go play It Takes Two or the other prison game. I think it's like The Tale of Two Brothers or something. I think it's on Xbox still, if I remember correctly. There, I don't know. This so far, nothing has wowed me in this state of play so far. A Way Out, yes, that's the one. A Way Out. Thank you so much, Arkham. I'm not sold so far on anything yet. Studio behind Until Dawn and The Quarry. Okay, good. That means you know it's gonna be solid. Horror, especially, yes. Space horror.
Status report.
Looks like it penetrated through there. We need to inspect the hull damage first.
Doesn't look too bad.
Doesn't look too good either. What is that?
You feeling all right?
My body's going one way and my mind's going another.
What is that? This ship is infected with an alien organism. It still doesn't feel real sometimes.
Never forget why you started.
Whoa, shit.
Lord have mercy.
Do you think Williams knows more about this substance than he's letting on? You can't take any chances with him.
It can manipulate its physical appearance. It's changing its cellular structure. It's replicating the human form. It's replacing us.
I know this will be difficult to hear, but if you're still out there, you deserve the truth.
Directive 8020. All right, this is a game that has like a solid story. I'm like, okay, an alien creature who can take over form. Can you figure out who's who and when things happen? That's enticing. That's enticing to say the least, for sure. That's a solid one, but I have a feeling this game will eventually just come out on PC. Is it enough to move units? I don't think so. But this is probably one of the more interesting games that I would say is like actually that I would either consider fun or, you know, enticing. But for something to be like, okay, I need to buy a PlayStation for this, I don't think so. If you've played any of these games before, what's your thoughts? Detroit Becomes Human, Cyberpunk 2077, Horizon Zero Dawn. Okay. Let me see if I can help kind of break this down a little bit. Detroit Become Human, I thought with the amount of dialogue tree that it had and options, I thought it was a really innovative game for its time. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I did not know where the story would take us, and then knowing that there were multiple different endings did make me interested in wanting to explore more, but I don't think it was enough to... I don't think the story was as compelling enough for me to go back into it. It was very much like a choose your own adventure kind of book, and then you just kind of follow the story. But I do like the fact that after you completed each chapter, you would look at it and be like, here's where you went and this is what you did. Here's the other, like, a bunch of mysterious stuff and storyline you could have figured out if you had gone in this direction. And that part there, like, enticed the hell out of me to look into it. But ultimately I just ended up YouTubing it in the end. And then because there were people who were either quicker to the punch or whatever, and maybe I don't know what when that game came out, but like I was just like, okay, I only have so much time to play through this game. And I just ended up YouTubing it all for people who's already played it all the way through and recorded all the gameplay. But Detroit Become Human was a fun game. I did enjoy that experience. Cyberpunk 2077, before, I want to say before, okay, like, this is kind of like pre-Edge Runners, post-Edge Runners, right? Pre-Edge Runners, I thought the game and the aesthetic and everything was amazing. I like more side quests of Cyberpunk than I did the main story. I still think that the main story is really good. I think there's a lot to be said about it. But what made the game for me much more enticing and entertaining was the amount of side quests that let you peer into the lives of the NPCs who were living in Night City. It made the city feel so much more alive and made it feel like, okay, feels like a living city that you're playing through. Like, for example, the story about the vending machine who I think fell in love or something like that, or who became sentient. That I did not expect that. Or like the funny moment in the very beginning of the game where a guy gets a groin implant and then it has to malfunction. So you, as an Uber driver, have to go escort him, and then that interaction between your character and that person was hilarious to me. It made it feel like, okay, as a character in the game, you are still just a character in there. You are not the focus of it. There's still an entire living world happening around you. And that is what made like Cyberpunk 2077 so much more entertaining. That was pre-Edge Runners. Post-Edge Runners, everybody wanted to come back into it. Edge Runners, like I said, kind of represented what I felt about the side stories, was that there was a story or a lore or something that was happening in the city that either was happening before, I think timeline-wise it happens before your character shows up. And that's what drove the emotional beats, especially coming from Edge Runners, into the game to be really, really amazing and enticing. Also, I haven't played, I think, is it Phantom Liberty Stories yet? I know it goes on sale occasionally, and I want to play that because people say that it's the best way, it's the best writing that they did with Cyberpunk. And so when that goes on sale and I eventually pick it up, I will definitely be streaming that for you guys. And I really want to hope that the game comes out really, that story comes out really good. Let's see, we've got here a groin implant malfunction. That's the first thing I hear when I join. What's up, Kale? I'm talking about Cyberpunk 2077. It's one of the side quests that you start off with in Cyberpunk 2077. You have to Uber someone who needs to get an implant repair. So if you haven't seen it, I'd highly recommend watching a YouTube video on it, or if you have the game, play and try to find that one because it was really, really good. Arkham says, I'm happy because this March 22nd, God of War will turn 20 years old. Came out in 2005. But P.S., answer this after those 3 games I asked. Okay. So, okay. Horizon Zero Dawn, I've heard a lot of great things for it. I have played a little bit of it, but I might have to go back and play it again because around the time that I started playing Horizon Zero Dawn, Spider-Man had dropped on PC. And I dropped everything just to go play that game. Because it was so fun and enticing when I saw the game. And so I can't really hold an opinion on that one until I go back and properly play it again. But it might just be, a great, it probably does deserve the status of it being like a proper first party title to entice PS5s to be in someone's home, you know. Based on gameplay and everything like that, I definitely think it would. So I'll give it all the respect for that in that regard. So God of War, 20 years old on March 22nd. The original game came out back in 2005. If you guys have not I know that like when God of War came back around the PS4 era, it was a whole different style of game. I actually still have the game, and I have yet to play the new the new God of War reboot or remake or whatever you want to call it. But when I grew up playing in 2005 the original God of War series, it was just like a really almost like turn your brain off, rage-inducing, fun, like violent game. Like that's how it was. It's like you were essentially a human going against these unfair gods because anger and, you know, fighting and these big giant set pieces of not only fighting hordes of enemies, but, you know, I remember vividly on the, I think it was on the PS2, they gave you the demo for God of War, and you get to fight a Hydra in the demo disc, and that was like so cool and badass, and then like so dynamic. Let's see. Yeah, so like for me, God of War is a very much, it sits in a place where it was kind of like edgy for its time because of how aggressive and violent it was. At the same time, it was just fun. It was just like a lot. It just felt different playing compared to like a bunch of different games that were on the PS2. And oh my God, was there a bunch of games on PS2. Also, looks like Arkham was asking Kale here, what do you rate Death Stranding? And Kale, they would like your opinion on this as well, if you've ever played Death Stranding. I've never played it. To be honest, I never played Death Stranding. I wanted to, but I think those were one of the games that I think wanted me to, I think, was it PS4 or was it PS5 when Death Stranding came out? That was one of those games where it's like, oh, maybe I need to get the console so that I can be in on this. And then I don't think I could ever justify getting it at the time. Well, spoiler alert, with those who haven't played God of War 3, Kratos kills himself after refusing to give the power to Athena. Yeah, exactly. It's been a long time since I played the game. It was very, very long ago. And Kale says he's never played Death Stranding either. So, yeah. That's all those opinions, especially going back to the old PS2 era. That was significantly different. I mean, I played like Ratchet and Clank back in the day. I played the Dot Hack original series. I didn't even get to finish that one because, God, it's so hard to find the original game now. Dot Hack GU, I remember pumping out through that. I had a bunch of games. The Naruto fighting game series was all on there. Man, PS2 had a lot of great games during that time. Anyways, let's get back to the state of play. Keep going. See what's going on. There. So yeah, that last game is not going to really move much, I would say, personally.
So let me explain the situation.
Fazbear. Oh gosh, really?
Has gone missing, leaving our property abandoned in his warehouse. Your job is simple. Enter the warehouse and retrieve the technology that he was developing for us. It's a kind of prototype endoskeleton that can adapt to any costume and become any character. We suspect it may be malfunctioning, so just be aware of the slim but non-zero chance that you could sustain significant injuries while attempting to retrieve it, including but not limited to death or dismemberment. We fully expect the retrieval process to go smoothly and without incident, but just in case, we suggest you get your affairs in order before arriving.
Okay. Oh my God, Game Theory is gonna have a field day with this for sure.
Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for damage to property or person. Thank you for being a valued member of the Fazbear team.
Oh, this one's dropping out. This is dropping out this year too. Okay. Outside of like Game Theory, right? You know, Five Nights at Freddy's, it's been a big thing. It even had the movie. And we've had like spin-off games that try to replicate that exact kind of feeling of Freddy Fazbear since then. Like Poppy's Playtime is the first one that kind of comes to my mind when I think about it. Is Five Nights at Freddy's still as popular as it was when it when it hit its peak before the movie? Is it still like, do people still want more content of it out, outside of like the game theory people? You know what I mean? I don't know if that's the best way I can describe it. I guess, is it mainstream enough, or is it too saturated? Are people still yearning for more stuff from the franchise of Five Nights at Freddy? Because I don't remember it being like like necessarily peaking per se. I mean, I'd say the movie, if anything, but was it a success? Is it as like something you would want to go for? Is it? Never played Security Breach yet. I heard it's amazing, and the DLC too. Okay, I'll take your word for it. It was a franchise I never really got into, but yeah, I guess Five Nights at Freddy's is going to eat good, but I'm pretty sure that's just going to end up on PC as well. So a lot of this I feel like are just going to end up on PC, and it's not going to be like something where I need to move and get a PS5 for. So.
Greetings from Moonhood.
We're the creators of the Midnight Walk.
Cozy horror game created entirely in clay, where you will journey down a nightmarish highway riddled with
Oh
terrors
yes, I do
that will
remember this
devour
game.
You and your little lantern creature,
Hot Boy. Together with your little friend, you must outsmart these terrors and bring back fire to this mad world we've handcrafted for you.
So please enjoy this short gameplay preview.
After the end of the world, the burnt one woke from a deep slumber.
This one did look interesting, I'm not gonna lie.
Fire? I'd almost forgotten how it felt. You're the caretaker of this little firecracker? I reckon you must be headed for Moon Mountain.
The aesthetic is very cool, I'm not gonna lie. That's awesome.
To make things clear.
May 8 already? Oh my god. See, now this is a game. This is a game where I could see it potentially being like I don't know if I would consider first party, but a game that could move units. It's like, ooh, this is a game that looks interesting enough to like dig my teeth into and get a PlayStation 5. I feel like that one would be good. Remember playing Outlast 1 and 2? Yes. It's been a long time. Those were rough games for me to play, for sure. I do love the art style of this. They're doing something very unique, and it created a very interesting,
Special
haunting
thanks to
universe.
Placido for that updated look at the Midnight Walk. Up next, a quirky new adventure from Konami.
Konami, Darwin's Paradox. Okay.
In Darwin's Paradox, you play as Darwin, a clever octopus who finds
Aw.
himself dumped near a highly suspicious food processing center. Use Darwin's natural camouflage and inking skills to escape the facility and save the world from aliens.
Oh, thank you for the lurk, Happier. Okay, hold on. Pull back for a second. Okay. Darwin's Paradox. That is the equivalent of what is it, Astrobot? Those are those kind of games where like you can get it's not necessarily for me being the target audience for that. This is where you get like, oh, my kid wants a PlayStation 5. This is a game I probably would anticipate something getting for my young child to play. Tempting Seance says streamboo.com. What What's that all about? You're not very explaining much about this, so just saying, it's not a lot to say. But yeah, Darwin's Paradox probably could be one of those ones where you can move units for essentially somebody to convince their kids to tell their parents to go out and buy a PS5 for this game, like that, and like Astrobot. But I mean, Astrobot is like one of those games that would definitely push units more than something like Darwin's Paradox. It's trying, it's getting there. It could be an icon. I would put more fanfare into it if they wanted it to make it be like, hey, this is another mascot for the PlayStation franchise. I'm just saying. Warriors
We're
and
excited
roguelite.
to reveal a brand new title from Koei Tecmo Games and Omega Force.
Infinite Hell awaits? What is this?
Warriors Abyss, a roguelite spin on the Warriors franchise.
What?
Descend into hell. Call on powerful allies. And experiment with tons of
What
playstyle
the fuck?
combinations to send the enemy hordes flying.
This is not a game I would have anticipated for.
A roguelite hell awaits when Warriors Abyss launches on PS5 and PS4 later today.
Oh, stealth drop. I guess so. I mean, I don't know if I would pay money for it, and that's definitely not a game that seems like some I would like just drop something for. I don't get why Astrobot won Game of the Year 2024. I wish Final Fantasy Rebirth won instead. I think Astrobot won. Okay, Okay, I guess the question should be, what was... There's definitely a huge difference between Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and the remake when it originally came out. Because one is open world and the other one was just very story heavy based, right? But bear in mind that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was an established story that was already created. Astrobot would almost be considered like an icon, like a general icon that can be applied to multiple franchises in the PlayStation universe, right? So obviously Astrobot can be mixed in with like God of War because they've created a God of War skin, you know, Sackboy from Little Big Planet, all that other stuff, and it's much more playable. You could almost akin it to something like a Jak and Daxter or a Ratchet and Clank, and being much more commercial friendly. I think that would be better. I think that's why I kind of won Game of the Year that way. For Warriors Abyss, as long as it be better than Concord, then I'd be playing it. Oh yeah, at least I almost feel like Warriors would be like, you know, $20 maybe at most, if anything. But I don't know if I would necessarily type to play it. I mean, I got Vampire Survivors, so that's my fix for that kind of roguelike right there.
For whom are you working? I won't forgive you. Prepare yourself!
PS2?
A PS2 era
Yeah.
classic returns with Onimusha 2 Samurai
Onimusha, okay.
Capcom is enhancing the original game with HD graphics and a host of quality of life features, including fine-tuned analog controls. Immerse yourself in Jubei's hard-boiled journey and fight through a world of turmoil alongside trusty allies. Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny comes to PS4 on May 23rd.
Oh my god, you have to rebuy.
Later today.
I don't know about this.
Looking to 2026, let's check out a new trailer for Capcom's latest entry in the series, Onimusha: Way of the Sword.
Here we go. This is a heavy hitter. This is the one that should be like advertised as like, okay, you want a PS5? This is a game you're gonna get. I'll let you know, man, if they talk about it. If they talk about Little Nightmares 3. It is third party, so that I don't know. Maybe they might drop some information about it, but not guaranteed. Ooh.
気合い入れてこいよ。強さの証明だろ。勝てばそれでいい。てめえらごときがいくら束になってこようが。
That was actually quite funny. See there. There. Hold on. Right there. Right there. When he changed his face and his expression from being a badass to being scared, in that moment, I was like, oh my God, he has a little bit of personality all of a sudden now, right? I was like, okay, so he's human. I immediately was like, oh, caught off guard, okay. And now you have this kind of mixture of like a character who does have more than one emotion of like anger or revenge and a little bit of humor now, all of a sudden be more interesting. Now the game has become more interesting because it's like, oh, okay, so I'm not just being a nameless character. We have somebody who's got a little personality, whether it be just one-off quips, at least he's now being involved and reacting to the world around him. Plus all the, you know, graphical detail and all that stuff that's included into it. So this is one of those games where it's like, okay, this is what you're advertising to push a PS5 Pro into someone's house. It looks pretty. Got some solid gameplay. There we go. See, that's something there. That's the one that's interesting there. That's a game that would push a PS5 into someone's home. And a little tease right there. That's where you tease the game story and just not give a little too much, right? They didn't give out a little too much there. They, you know, snuck it in. A little story there. It showed off a really flashy gameplay, a little bit of character, and a little bit of story. Now I'm interested. This is on a PS5 only? Okay, maybe this is going to convince me to buy a PS5. The other games recently, prior to this, outside of like Monster Hunter Wilds, was a little bit more lackluster, I'll admit. I'd be shocked if Sony announces a new God of War game, but I doubt it. But you never know. Hey, you never know. So I don't really keep up with all the rumors of everything that's coming out. I just kind of like go into it blind and just enjoy the ride.
Colonel, tighten the security on this place.
Metal Gear Solid.
He's coming here. I'm
Delta,
sure of it.
right? I think this is Delta.
America is out to destroy the Shagohod and get its hands on your inheritance. The philosopher's legacy. Then they're out to kill
I've
me
not
as well.
played this game and I haven't played Metal Gear Solid 3 in a very long time. Very, very long time.
And my master. The Cobras will take care of him.
Do you hear me, Snake?
Oh my god. Dealing with the end.
I see it. The fear. A great and terrible fury at being alive.
A host of sorrows, and you are one of them.
Why'd you come back? There's nothing for you here. Go home. Go back to your boss.
Oh my
I
gosh.
still have the Shagohod and the legacy. There is nothing America can do to stop us.
Yes. Okay. See, there's another game that's like, okay, now this is interesting. Okay. Granted that this is a remake, this is like still like, okay, if you're still exclusively on PS5, this is a game that would be like, okay, a lot of action, a little bit of intrigue and story. Besides the fact that it is a remake, this is a game that would move PS5 and PS5's pros to be bought, you know, make business and stuff like that. We're starting to hit some heavy hitters now. I've seen 2 good heavy hitters. No, yeah, no, you're reading that wrong. Oh yeah, they still kept him. See, there you go. There you go. 2 big heavy hitters there. And they're all this year. Surprise! I don't know, not Onimusha, but this is also this year too. So, okay, they're starting to like really entice people up.
When the fury of emotions sparks the wildfire of violence.
That sounds like Keanu Reeves.
It solves our illusions and exposes the fragile structure of reality.
I have 1,000 questions. Why did you come back?
I stood in the home I was born in. In that moment, I felt a connection.
Epsilon 11, sound off. Where are my men?
They're gone.
Choose your next move wisely.
What happened here?
Madness and hatred and lots of it.
Impossible. It's you.
You must continue.
Ooh.
We've begun to uncover.
Okay. Oh yes, I remember this one. This one had an interesting premise. Didn't leave a lot. It did not leave too much, you know, and it gave me just enough to be like, okay, this looks interesting. Something to add. This is another one I would probably put on my list of like, okay, if I had to get a PS5, this is a game that I probably would anticipate to have. But I wouldn't say it's as big as a heavy hitter compared to the other two, Onimusha and Metal Gear Solid. But Hell is Us is definitely one of those ones, in my opinion, that has a very interesting premise so far. I'm curious to see where they go with it. They didn't give a lot of details, so it's good that they kind of still keep this a little bit vague. So I'm hopeful with this one. And that, oh yeah, that's also this year. There's a lot of games that are just advertising for this year. Wait. Life of Pi? What?
How
2?
can it be winter all of a sudden?
I'm sorry. You want to know the year? What a pleasure to meet a stalker worthy of the name.
Life of Pi 2?
It's been far, far too long.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, my forever friend. Help me to hold your hand and dance.
You're not the puppet I was expecting. Who are you?
She was looking for someone.
Oh.
Legendary. She
Interesting.
stepped up only because no one else could. Too many stalkers were lost to that evil.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Your survival is all that matters. Nothing else comes close, not even my life. I swear I won't be late.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Liza P. Sorry. Not Life of Pi. What was I thinking? Liza P. Why am I so... I'm an idiot. Okay. Liza P. I did not expect that. Okay. Liza P. That was actually really good. I don't know why I said Life of Pi. Liza P. Okay. Cool. I like that. All right. I see you there for that one.
I don't know where I came from or how I was made. That's me, little then once in a lifetime.
The music is so weird in this one. What the fuck's happening? Okay, you're in your pajamas and you've got a gun. Okay. This is interesting. What is this? This feels very indie, I'm not gonna lie. No creation without destruction, because destruction is by no means end, but a beginning of something beyond. Interesting. All human life is finite. That is why you feel an explosion of life when something is destroyed. Dreams of another. 2025, okay. Not bad.
皆さんこんにちは。Qゲームスのクリエイティブディレクターのバイオンです。私の最新作ドリームオブサナザーはいかがだったでしょうか。
This is an interesting
使いなくして想像ないというテーマのもと、ドリームオブサナザーではシューティングゲームの常識を覆す体験ができます。
Oh yeah,
武器で傷
definitely.
つけたり破壊するのではなく、抽象化している散らばった世界を具体化して想
Abstract
像すること
chaos
ができるのです。
materialize the world around you.
本作ではポイント
Interesting.
クラウドというテクノロジーを採用し、プレイヤーは幻想的な夢の世界へダイナミックな変化を与えることができます。
Oh.
今年 PS5 登場予定で、本日からウィッシュリストへの追加ができます。ありがとうございました。
Hey
That's an
everyone,
interesting
I'm Kristen
concept.
Zatani, and I'm excited
Sure.
to share even more PlayStation news in today's show.
Days Gone
Days
Remastered.
Gone Remastered. The definitive version of Ben Studios' post-apocalyptic open-world epic comes to PS5 with VRR support and PS5 Pro support.
Was this a good game?
It also includes added content like permadeath and speedrun modes, an enhanced photo mode, new accessibility features, and Horde Assault, a survival arcade mode with increased horde sizes that will provide a fresh way to experience Days Gone.
Huh.
And if you purchase Days Gone on PlayStation 4, you can upgrade to a digital version of Days Gone Remastered and get all the content and features for $10.
Okay.
Days Gone Remastered launches on PS5 April 25th. New DLC is coming to Stellar Blade this June.
Oh, Stellar
The
Blade's
sci-fi
getting
action game is
updates.
partnering with Goddess of Victory Nike on a new boss battle, collectible dolls and stickers, plus a new outfit.
Oh. That's an interesting collab.
Both
I mean,
the
I
Nike
could see
DLC
that
and
happening.
the
I could
PC
see
version of
why,
Stellar
but
Blade
yeah,
launch
okay.
this June. We've got some great PlayStation Plus updates today, starting with game catalog titles arriving on February 18th. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Top Spin 2K25, and launching in a game catalog, Lost Records Bloom and Rage, from the creators of Life is Strange.
Okay.
Did you girls ever see anything weird around these parts?
In this episodic adventure, players will join 4 high school girls living through the defining summer of their lives. What begins as a tale of friendship will eventually blend reality, dreams, and the unknown into a dual timeline narrative. The first episode of Lost Records Bloom and Rage arrives February 18th, with the second episode arriving in April.
Okay.
We're also excited to confirm 2 unique indie titles that will launch into game catalog later this year. Explore a mysterious mansion and blueprints, a genre-bending architectural adventure.
Oh. Oh, is this like a puzzle
Every
game?
door is a new decision as you build out a sprawling manor with 45 shifting rooms,
Oh,
adding
wow.
layers of strategy, puzzles, and exploration.
Oh.
Blueprints launches day 1 into game catalog this spring.
This looks cool.
Abiotic Factor is a 6-player survival crafting game from Playstack and Deep Field Games. Stranded
I
miles
think I've
beneath
seen
the
this game
surface,
before
you and a
on
team of
PC.
scientists must craft ingenious gear and traps to outwit your enemies and make this bizarre underground complex your new home. Abiotic Factor will be available in Game Catalog when it launches this summer.
I think I've seen this game before
Now
on
let's get a
PC.
sneak peek at games coming to the PlayStation Plus Classics catalog. Coming soon are the first 3 Armored Core titles from the original PlayStation. Armored Core Project Phantasma, and Armored Core Master of Arena.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Patapon 3 slides its way into the Classics catalog next week.
No one knows how that world came into being.
Ooh,
It devoured
okay.
everything from the past.
This is a game that looks interesting.
Only I was left. That was a fatal mistake.
Okay, you have my attention right now.
It's the aura of the Grail pieces. I can sense it. As long as it is reforged.
My wish can be fulfilled.
Whoa, holy shit.
But wishes come at a price.
To pursue one's wishes is to
Whoa,
court
what the
one's
fuck?
doom.
There we go.
Holy Grail. Blood. This is a feast only for the king.
See, now here is a game that has my attention. This looks interesting.
Gwendolyn, this is your final warning.
I mean, this looks amazing. Holy shit.
My quarrel lies not with you.
This is where I'm
but I
wondering
will
where,
take back
like,
everything that belongs to me.
this looks gorgeous
Even
and
if the
epic.
price is my soul.
Tides of Annihilation. Yes! Now that looks interesting as
The
hell.
table is dead. It exists no more.
Ooh. Yeah, see, there we go. Now we got something interesting there. Now we're starting to get some bangers, interesting ones out. Titanfall? Huh?
How do you feel? Is something bothering you?
Just some noise in my core.
It gave me like Titanfall vibe for a second. What is this? Okay.
Down in the depths of Vulcan, you must retrieve the Architect's core.
There we go. All right. All right.
They will send everything they have to stop us.
This looks pretty linear, I'm not gonna lie.
You know I would never want to see you hurt. But the path we walk demands the extreme.
I remember you.
Run away.
Metal Eden. Okay. Interesting. This looks like it probably does have a multiplayer aspect incorporated into it.
Oh yeah. My memory's still a bit blurry.
Elder Rocket Boy. IOI partner.
Remember this.
Huh.
DS! Showtime!
I have these gaps inside my head.
Satellite gives us a 10-minute window.
You made it. That's just leftover hardware. It's been decommissioned.
Oh shit.
What the hell is happening? All I know is that Silvercorp is a piece of my story. I'll cover you. All this time you just wanted answers about the tech in your head? Are you kidding me? This thing has ruined my life.
You have no idea who you're dealing with.
is this?
What you did, we should have left you in the desert. This is not the first time we got a fatal error with your tech.
Ooh, cyberpunk-esque mix.
I know what I have to do.
Those things look like the Tesla bots that Tesla showed up. Mind's Eye. Okay, that's an interesting one.
Hello, I'm Leslie Benzies, director of Mind's Eye, Builder Rocket Boy's new action adventure set in the fictional city of Red Rock, where AI and human greed collide to bring Earth to the precipice of collapse.
Okay.
All captured on PlayStation 5 Pro.
All right,
We're
there
now
we
proud
go.
to share some gameplay footage with the explosive combat and high-octane driving that you can expect on PlayStation 5 later this year.
Fantastic. Okay. All right, there we go. Some solid gameplay. This feels like it has open world elements to it, you know?
It was an ambush.
I feel like they're just not saying that this has open world elements, but or this not open world, but this definitely has open world elements. I'm pretty sure. Especially if they're trying to introduce like a whole world to these viewers. I don't think they're just gonna reveal that just yet.
I'm coming to you now. The search and rescue bots. They're malfunctioning. They're attacking us.
Okay, gameplay. Not so impressive, but story does look interesting, I will admit.
It always comes back to this.
What is this?
This world, this moment, this choice.
Eclipse? No.
Every
Black
time
hole.
the sun dies, madness reigns. Then everything begins again. But after every death, I always come back stronger.
Is this a roguelike thing? It feels like it's got roguelike elements just because it keeps getting.
And I will find you.
Yeah, I think this is like, this might be a bullet hell, especially just from that little bit of at the end. Saros. Okay. I see you. I don't know. Housemark, 30th anniversary. Okay. I'm not familiar. Come back stronger. Roguelike elements. 2026. Okay, now we're starting to push into further out.
Hey everyone, I'm Gregory Loudon, Creative Director at Housemark. We are thrilled to announce that our latest game, Saros, is launching next year on PS5 and enhanced for PS5 Pro. Saros is the ultimate evolution of the Housemark gameplay first experience. It's a new single-player IP that builds on Returnal's award-winning third-person action. You play Arjun Devaraj, performed by the brilliant Rahul Kohli. Arjun is a powerful enforcer searching for answers on a hostile shape-shifting planet haunted by an ominous eclipse.
Okay.
All of us at Housemark can't wait to share more about Saros, with our first look at gameplay coming later this year.
Awesome.
Thanks for watching.
All right. Nice little tease for next year. At least you don't have to wait like 5 years out for a game. Was that all of it? Okay. Yeah, okay. So, thoughts. Overall thoughts. They did save a lot of bangers for towards the end, I will admit. The first half of the state of play, outside of Monster Hunter Wild, since that's already got its own hype, was pretty mid. There wasn't a lot there. And then they did add like a few little sneaks in there, so that kind of started interestingly. So, like, let's look at it. I think, what is it? Mind's Eye, Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, Directive 8020. Those are like some big hitters. Lost Soul aside, maybe not really. Hold on, let me do this properly. Like right here. So, ooh, all right. So I'm gonna try to do my best here. So, Metal Gear Solid, yes, solid one. Mind's Eye right here, yes, solid one. I think in the bottom here you can't really see it, but there's a Directive 8020 behind me there. Yes, those are solid ones. I think let me go to the other one here. Saros, not so much. Onimusha, big yes for sure. Hell is Us for sure is good. Lies of P, and then also for sure definitely Darwin's Paradox for the kids for sure. I think those were some pretty solid bangers overall. Was there anything to help push like PS5 Pros to be sold? That's a little hard to say because Onimusha looks really good. Maybe Liza P Overture, but then you're kind of hitting off of a sequel, right? Maybe Hell is Us. A lot of these new IP ones are kind of hinging on, you know, putting like, you know, trying to put their best foot forward to fill it. Metal Gear Solid, yes, probably would be one. Directive 8020, I think would be also a good one. I think Metal Eden was another one. But for the most part, the first half of the state of play was kind of sad. The second half was amazing, I'd say, like at least a little bit better, but I don't know if it was like groundbreaking or anything interesting to play off of. So I don't know. That's just how I see it. Whether it's, I don't know. I don't think there was anything here that told me I need to go out and get a PS5 right now. Especially even like, or the PlayStation Plus or all that other stuff. There was nothing particular. I wouldn't say there's nothing. I say there's a few good games that I saw right out there, but I have a feeling that like with the way PlayStation has been, some of those games will end out on PC just to help kind of pull out even more if the sales are not strong enough. There wasn't anything that hyped me as strong to get a PS5 because, you know, I mean, I'm cool with my PC. The fact that I still got Spider-Man 2 and that game came out like 2 years ago, I'm like, all right, cool. I can finally play this game. Awesome. Yeah. And I still have God of War Ragnarok. I still have bangers that I can play through, go through. So, and even Horizon Zero Dawn as well. And Forbidden West as well. Those are all on PC now as well. There hasn't been anything in terms of PlayStation's first party lineup that has enticed me to want to get a PlayStation 5 at this point. We'll have to see. Maybe they have more state of plays that will come out later on, but for right now, there isn't anything that seemed interesting to me to jump out for a PS5. Anyways, I think this is where I'm going to call it for today. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me. I'm going to go get some sleep because I still have to work tonight, but I really wanted to check out the state of play because it did just get released almost a whole day ago, and I wanted to get my thoughts out there and watch it with you guys. So shout out to everybody who's come by. Swamp, Arkham, Kale Edge, Happier, thank you for sitting. And even our little bot here, Mr. Tempting Seance. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you guys enjoyed the stream on the YouTube side of things, drop a like on the way out the door. Consider subscribing to the channel. I try to stream when I can. And if you're on the Twitch side of things, consider following. All of that stuff's free. If you guys want to comment, I'll be checking out the comments below. And yeah, I'll do my best to try to respond to all you guys. With that said, thank you to everybody who was hanging out. Also, shout out to Praylin. I know you were lurking as well. I see your little avatar there. Thank you, Praylin, for showing your silent support over there as well. With that said, thank you all for hanging out with me. I'm going to go get some rest, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. All right. Have a good day, y'all. Bye-bye.